Selamat siang teman-teman Puka, selamat bergabung di episode 2 Talk the Walk yang dipersembahkan oleh Yayasan Pustaka Kelana. Siang ini kita kedatangan tamu-tamu cantik ya, jadi nggak cuma satu orang, tapi akan ada 3 tamu. Ketiganya ini akan berbagi pengalaman mereka dalam menulis. Dan mudah-mudahan kita juga bisa dapat tips-tips dari para penulis-penulis ini ya. Untuk episode 2 kali ini, kita akan gunakan 2 bahasa, jadi saya akan berbicara, saya dan narasumber akan berbicara dalam bahasa Inggris dan sebagian nanti dalam bahasa Indonesia. Supaya nanti teman-teman juga bisa latihan lagi bahasa Inggrisnya ya, mendengarkan English talks and dialogues, okay? Bagi teman-teman yang ingin bertanya, silakan tulis pertanyaan kalian di kolom komentar. Nanti akan ada hadiah untuk satu penanya terbaik. Gitu. Dan di akhir talk show, kami juga akan umumkan pemenang Talk the Walk episode 2 giveaway yang sudah berlangsung dari beberapa hari lalu di Instagramnya Pustaka Kelana, @pustakakelana. Bagi teman-teman Puka yang belum follow IG-nya Pustaka Kelana, silahkan follow @pustaka kelana. Di sana, teman-teman akan dapatkan informasi terbaru mengenai kegiatan-kegiatan Pustaka Kelana. Salah satunya Talk the Walk ini yang akan ada tiap bulannya, masih akan ada 2 episode lagi dari total 4 episode, dan juga sudah berlangsung lomba poster, sudah mulai dilaksanakan, lomba poster Pustaka Kelana. Jadi silahkan cek semua updates dari kami di IG Pustaka Kelana ya, @pustakakelana. Bagi yang baru bergabung di program Pustaka Kelana, kalau penasaran Pustaka Kelana itu apa sih? Jadi Yayasan Pustaka Kelana ini merupakan organisasi nirlaba yang fokusnya pada peminatan minat baca anak dan remaja. Jadi tema kita hari ini, Empowering Young Writers, itu merupakan salah satu manifestasi dari visi Pustaka Kelana. Oke, kayaknya pembukaan dari saya itu dulu. Let's meet our first guest, okay? So I'm inviting Miss Kak Lala, or also known as Lala Elmira. Hi Lala.
Baik Kak, Assalamualaikum everyone.
Waalaikumsalam. So, how has it been? It's been a while since we last met on UI's campus, right?
Yes, indeed. It's been a year ya Mbak Eka. So, since the pandemic happened, so that was the last time that we met. Before everything now it's going online. So.
Okay. So, can you tell us to our audience here, Puka Pals, what you've been up to?
Okay, hello Puka Pals. So my name is Lala Elmira. So I'm actually one of the friends of Mbak Eka and everyone here. So I'm also a teacher or a lecturer at University of Indonesia. Besides that, I also make the community called One Day to Write. So it's been 6 years actually.
6 years.
So, yeah, so it was established in 2015. So basically, we are the community where everyone wants to learn wants to learn more about writing. So we can.
So ODTW is a writing community. All right.
Exactly.
Yeah, there will be questions more about ODTW, but to start with, I would like to know more about you as a writer, Kalala. So, when did you start writing?
Okay, so I started writing actually when I was in elementary school, but probably same with our guest Tania. So she's still in the fifth grader. She's still in the fifth grade. So I started writing the short stories, and then it was getting stronger when I was a teenager. So I started
I see.
sending my short stories to the magazines. And
Ah,
then, yes, and then it was also developing when I was in college, when I was at college. So I started writing novels when I was at college. Now I have so now I have written three novels actually, and
three
hopefully
novels.
the novel. So hopefully there will be another one soon. Okay, so just wait and see.
Okay. Uh, if we can go back a little bit, do you still you to write?
Pardon, Baika?
What 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 was the drive for you to write? What made writing appealing to you as a little girl?
Okay, so I don't know, probably because like my mom used to read a lot of stories to me, the bedtime stories, and then I was also watching movies like when I was a kid, and then I don't know, it just like came on my mind. So I started writing actually comics when I was very young. So before I started my elementary school, actually I wrote like the comics, but it was a very simple one. So just like,
Wow.
yeah. So
What?
my mom still has it at home. So the title is like I would like inspired a lot by the Disney's. So I love like Snow
Ah,
White. I love Beauty and the Beast and something like that. So I was like writing that kind of stories.
okay.
So as the time goes by, I started
Uh-huh.
writing my own short stories, and I think it was just fun to write because I was like, I don't know. So I was quite active. Not I was, but I'm quite active until now. So I love imagining something. So I love doing something. So just like whenever I write, so I can just feel everything inside my writing. So inside my story. So that's the
Wow.
thing, probably. Like,
Okay. Um. eh, okay. Do I've got one question in
hmm.
mind. So, do you think writers are writers born or are they made?
They are made, obviously, because in one day to write, I always tell the students or the participants that there is no, where is it like, you can just start writing anytime you want. So, for example, we have the programs for kids, we have also the programs for teenagers, and then also the adults for the adults. And then when you start writing when you are no longer young, so that's okay. So I mean, like you still can practice. So I think like writers are made because it is you need the practice. So same like when you want to learn about when you want to swim, of course like you need to learn about the steps, right? So you cannot
Right.
just suddenly swim and then like swim
Swim
go
very
through the,
fast.
yeah, so it has you have to follow the process, right? So same like writing.
I
So I
see.
think there
So,
is no way that
in other words, jadi kira-kira Kak Lala berarti kalau teman-teman yang menonton misalnya dari berbagai usia mau mulai menulis, merasanya tidak punya bakat menulis, tapi bisa ya memulai ya Kak Lala ya.
bisa sekali Mbak Eka dan teman-teman. Jadi teman-teman Tuka nanti kalau misalnya mau belajar menulis nih, sudah hobi membaca apalagi. Jadi kan aku yakin nih teman-teman Pustaka Kelana pastinya memiliki hobi baca yang tinggi. Nah, sebenarnya membaca itu outputnya kan menulis ya Mbak Eka. Jadi
Oke.
ketika kita sudah banyak membaca, so now you need to start writing. Nah, mungkin masih
Alright.
bingung nih cara seperti apa, bisa ikutan workshop One Day to Write setelah ini.
Okay. Now, before we move on to talk more about One Day to Write, I would like to ask you a bit about your experience as a lecturer. So you're a teacher. You've worked with a large number of students, probably with different kinds of ages. So, do you think students these days atau anak zaman now ya, kids zaman now, do you think students these days enjoy writing?
I believe that actually they still enjoy writing, but probably right now there are more distractions. So
Nice.
yeah, so I believe so because like whenever I try to ask them to write, sometimes they feel like intimidated first. Oh, writing is hard, so oh, it's too long, so I cannot write. But actually, when you know about the rules, when you know the tricks, so it's not that hard actually. So that's the thing. Actually, probably it's not about the what is it like about the ability itself, but it's about the distractions. So right
It's about
now,
distractions. Okay.
yes. So probably
What
back
kinds of
when
distractions?
so gadget most of the time.
I
So for
see.
example, like the media socials, like from Instagram, TikTok, and etc. So back when I was a kid, so probably Mbak Ika also did the same experience, had the same experience. Like
Yeah.
I was very, very happy whenever it was Thursday because my favorite magazine would publish. So and then like I would read that magazine a lot, and then I was really inspired by the short stories that I read back when I was still a kid. But now I see we have a lot of choices. So probably 20 years ago, so we have and we had like for example like the choices for the distractions were still a little. So for example, just
Mm-hmm.
when we wanted to entertain ourselves, so we went to the bookstore, for example.
Yeah.
So we bought some books and then we read them at home. But
Okay.
now it's not only about books. But when you want to entertain yourself, when you want to have something on your
Mm-hmm.
weekend, so we have a lot of choices. So that's probably that I call distractions. But it could
Distractions.
be a good way actually, Becca, because like
Uh-huh.
when you watch something on YouTube or when you watch the movies, actually it can be the inspiration for your writing
It can
too.
be an inspiration. All right.
Yes.
Now, we have a question
Hmm.
from our YouTube's audience. Okay. We have a question from Saraswati Agata.
Hmm.
Okay. The question is, what are the strategies that you usually teach or share uh, in how to overcome writer's block?
Okay, that's a good question, Saraswati. Thank you. So writer's block actually is one of the common thing that happens whenever we write. It's not only about oh because I'm the beginner, not only that way because the expert ones also sometimes will face the writer's block. So if you want to prevent the writer's block, actually we can start from the concepts. So I usually make the concepts first, like the drafts whenever I want to write everything. So anything. So for example, when I want to write the short stories or when I
Mm-hmm.
want to write the novel, so I
Mm-hmm.
start from the concept first. So whenever I write the concepts, it will help me to overcome that things. Whenever I got stuck in the middle, so I reopen the concepts that I wrote before, and then I could get the things that I want to write again. So I can get the fresh ideas, and then try to look everything deeper. And then so inspiration. So reading is not only about book, but also
Okay.
reading the situation, reading what you want, reading your heart. So everything can be read actually. So whenever you try to look around everything, so you try to get what you want, you try to understand yourself more, so you can get the inspiration, and then the writer block is not going to be a thing in the future, hopefully.
Okay, and another tip is actually you mentioned about outlining, brainstorming,
Yes,
was it?
yes. So make the outline first, like the draft. So what you want to write. in one day to write, you will also get that kind of thing. So that kind of activity will be also taught in our workshop. So it's going to be like step by step. So
Okay.
concept.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. I may have forgot to tell Hookah Pals that we have a Q&A at the end, but you can start writing your questions in the comment section on YouTube, right? Okay. Now, so Kalala, you are the founder of One Day to Write, okay, or
Yes.
also known as ODTW atau ODTW dalam bahasa Indonesia ya Kalala ya. Can you tell us more about how you came up with the idea of the program?
All right. Back in 2015, I had already written 2 novels at the time, and then I tried to think something. I was actually in 2015. I was still a copywriter in one of the agency. So I still and then at the time, so I thought that, oh, I love writing, and then I also love teaching. So what can I do to make those things happen together, like blend those two things that I love? So some suddenly, so it just like came across my mind. So suddenly, like, oh, let's just make the workshop. So I contacted my publishing house, and then I offered them the ideas like, oh, let's make this kind of workshop, and then we can start from the schools, from the elementary schools. So that just happened that way, and then alhamdulillah, it just got, so it develops, and now we have already moved to not only for the elementaries but also for the junior high school and also for the adult level. So I think the background why I made ODTW, or One Day to Write, is because I always believe that writing is about practice, and then writing is a skill, and then as long as we can practice, then we can just have another goal. So we can start from the short stories, and then you can start from the novellas or the small novel, and then no so after that you can go to the novels or everything. And when you have love for writing, it will help your life in the future, because as we know, so Mbak Eka also asked me about how about the students in the university right now to write, I mean, like, how they overcome the, what is it, like the writer's block and everything. So it can help us a lot when you have already love writing.
All right. Okay. So we have to actually see the appeal of writing first.
Yes.
Right. Okay. But some people see writing as a burden. Probably it's part of an assignment. How do you make it fun? Or you as a teacher or as a trainer at your workshops, for example, how to make writing fun in a way?
Usually I make some activities like the games offline workshops. I make like the fun activities, like from everything, like from the cards, or so for example, I prepare the cards so to stimulate their ideas, and then I also prepare everything for the online workshop. So we also have the activities, probably not as what is it, like, not as interactive when we go offline, but it can also I mean, like, you can also get the ideas from that activities. So it's still fun actually. How to make the fun? Yeah, so I just try to think that what I love, and then I just try to share to the participants so they can try writing in a more fun way. So I hope so.
All right. Now, you earlier you mentioned that ODTW participants are not only school-age children, but there are also teenagers or even adult writers or aspiring adult writers. So there's another question actually from Sarasvati Agata, the one who asked the previous question. How do you compare working with young writers and adult writers? So are they similar? Is it similar to work with young writers and adult writers when you train them?
Okay, is it about the approach or what? I mean, like.
Okay, let me check again. Oh, I think she actually relates it to the blocks writer.
Blocks writer. Okay, so
yeah,
the kids,
sorry, the writer's block.
The writer's block.
Writer's block.
The kids and then the adults.
Adult writers, yes.
Oh, okay. I think adult. I could say that adult is mostly have the writer's block because probably when we were kids, so we didn't think too much, right? So we just like, yeah, like what is it, like we just do everything like what we want. So but as the time goes by, like when we are already the adults, so sometimes we think too much. So that kind of expectation and that kind of thing actually makes us, oh, what we need to do. So I want to make like this, but I don't want to do this. So that's making like writing is like, oh, sometimes it feels like intimidating. But for the kids, I think for the writer's block for the kids, sometimes it happens, but adults are more likely to have the writer's block than the kids.
Ah, okay. Now, speaking of young writers, so I would like to invite our special guest, another special guest for today. So we have Tania. Tania, can you join us? So Tania is one of the alumni of ODTW. Hi, Tania.
Hi.
Okay. So, Tania, I have some questions for you. Enakan mau pakai bahasa Indonesia apa bahasa Inggris, Tania?
Ya, terserah sih.
Terserah. Okay.
Tapi English aja sih.
Oh, all right. Okay, that's great. I believe we have some young puka pals who actually can also inspire from you, right? Can get inspired from you. So, Tania, when did you start writing? How old are you, by the way?
Oh, I'm 10, going 11 this year.
Okay. So, you're still in the 5th grader, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, when did you start writing, Tania?
Oh, I started maybe because I was like 6 years old, I think.
When you were okay, so it hasn't been that long then. I mean, you just started like probably 1 or 2 years ago.
Yes, and well, yeah.
Okay, so all right. How many stories have you write, by the way?
Oh, I have written like 5 stories, but one of them isn't from One Day to Write, and one of them is a mini novel in the One Day to Write ebook. And then the rest is an anthology.
It's an anthology. All right, okay. So, are you a bookworm, Tania, by the way?
Yes, I really like books because
you like reading.
It's so fun. Yeah. That's why I want to be a writer, so I can make books.
All right. So, Puka Pals, you can see some of Tania's books or stories, parts of a volume, like an anthology, right? Okay, we have sepatu-sepatu Chelsea, Crystal, and Adventure. Is this in English, Tanya?
No, I'm not in the cover.
Oh, only the cover then. All right, but it's also in Indonesian. How about Lost in the Secret Forest?
Well, no, it's Indonesian.
It's also Indonesian.
I don't.
Right. But do you also write in English?
Yeah, of course. I like to write in English more because then I can practice my English skills and it's more challenging.
Ah, okay. What makes it challenging? What makes it more challenging?
Because it's a new language. I'm more used to Indonesian, but after I went to Illinois, then English.
Okay. All right. So, when did you start learning English? Because you're good. Your English is good.
So when I was still 6 years old, I had to go with my father to American Illinois. Then I had to go to school there, of course.
I see.
In my school there, the teachers really appreciate writing. Like, if, for example, if it was like an important event like Mother's Day, we would write a story. Like, if it was Mother's Day, then we would write a story about how we would appreciate mothers. So yeah, I got it.
Lucky you. Not that many Indonesians actually can live in an English-speaking countries and somehow are forced to actually use the language. Okay, but that probably makes what helps you become this fluent. All right. So how do you improve your English, by the way? How do you learn English?
I learned English, well, maybe because I like to, well, watch TV that's in English, read books that is in English, like that. And then sometimes I like to search the internet and find some English stories, and then I try to write it in English.
So in other words, you somehow actually like make sure you are surrounded by the language, right? That somehow helps you get used to with the language.
Yeah.
Okay. Jadi ingat ya teman-teman Puka, dicatat tuh khususnya yang masih baru belajar bahasa Inggris misalnya, gimana tuh bisa sefluent Tania misalnya atau Kak Lala, itu salah satunya ya memang dari paparannya dulu ya, kalau suka nonton bahasa Inggris, film berbahasa Inggris, baca bukunya juga berbahasa Inggris, setelah ada inputnya gitu kan, sudah terbiasa dengan bahasanya, kemudian ada prakteknya gitu ya Tania ya, baik itu menulis ataupun misalnya berbicara. Do you often speak in English, Tania?
I'm sorry?
My question?
What?
Okay. Do you often speak in English?
Well, when I like with my mother and father, I like to speak in Indonesian, but then it's sometimes mixed in English. But when I'm with sisters and we're playing, that's when we speak in full English.
Wow, so you have an English buddy at home.
Yep.
Kemungkinan besar itu agak jarang-jarang ya, langka ya Kak Lala ya, kalau di keluarga, tapi ketika ada English buddy-nya atau teman yang berbicara dalam bahasa Inggris, biasanya akan lebih cepat ya Kak Lala ya perkembangannya ya.
Ya, betul.
Iya, oke. There's a question for Tania from one of our Puka pals, ya. Tania, who are the audience of your books actually? I mean, like Indonesians or English-speaking people?
Well, it can be both Indonesian and English because I also sometimes write in Indonesian.
Okay, all right. So, and how did you get the inspiration from writing these stories? Tadi ada contoh-contoh yang sepatu Chelsea ya, misalkan.
Oh, I did not write suatu jelas
Oh. Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. So, when you write, what's actually inspired you? Your own experience, or
I don't.
people you know?
Sometimes it's because of my brain, but then sometimes it's because it was my house. Because sometimes I write about a vacuum cleaner, for example, and
Okay.
vegetables and stuff like that.
Oh, ini mungkin tadi yang Kak Lala ingatkan lagi ya, teman-teman Puka, soal apa namanya, inspirasi itu bisa dari mana saja gitu. Bahkan hal-hal, maksudnya objek benda pun bisa kita tuangkan di dalam cerita kita gitu ya Kak Lala ya. Alright, okay. Yeah. Oh, there's another question, Tania. What do you think about e-novel? Do you read e-novels?
E-novel?
Yeah, online stories, online novels.
Not usually. I read it sometimes. I don't really read it in online. I often read it like this.
So you're a more conventional reader then. You really like to flip from one page to another, yes? All right, okay. What's your favorite English book, Tania?
My favorite.
Another Puka Pals asking that, yes.
Oh, well, the works of Enid Blyton or
Enid Blyton. Okay, yeah. All right, okay. So
I really like The Famous Five, though. It's really fun. It has a lot of adventure.
Who introduced you to the series? Is it your mom?
No, it was my father. He said it was his, childhood book. And I had to check it out.
All right, okay. I would like to invite another guest of today. We have Miss Dian Rinawati. Hello, Miss Dian.
Okay, hi everyone.
Okay, now it's merrier. Right, okay. So, Miss Dian, can you tell us a bit about yourself? What you do?
Okay, well, hi everyone. So right now I am a teacher at Alpha BSD. It's located in BSD, and I am teaching English in Alpha BSD. So I'm an English teacher.
You're an English teacher.
Yes.
How old are your students, Miss Dian?
I am teaching for the primary level. So
primary level.
Yeah. So they're about 6 to 11.
6 to 11. So about Tania's age then.
Yeah. She's a fifth graders, right?
Yeah. Okay. So one of our audiences actually wants to know more about how important it is parents' role in encouraging their children to love books, to love to read.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, for me, the parents, of course, plays a lot role because they're the first supporter for the kids, right? They're the first supporter to give the motivations for kids. They also, the parents also, is the first people that can build a habit for the child. They can start by reading them some books, and then, as what Kala is saying, that once they read a lot of books, they are going to be able or be useful to write.
Okay, all right. So I would like to know more about how your school participated at ODTW workshop Okay.
Mhm.
Why did the school where you work want to improve its students' writing skills?
Well, first, it has been our third years collaborating with One Day to Write program, and then we've also published some books. The students, all the students as the author, and then we find it very good thing back again to the motivations that by publishing books, it motivates the students a lot to write more because they have a goals, right, to publish a book. That's really something that can people can look up to when they have something as they work, which is
It's like their achievement. And
yes.
Okay. Is it part of the curriculum? I mean, does it apply to all grades?
Okay, well, especially this program, we run this program in the sixth graders, so we make it also as the before they graduate. So there's a subject in our school called diary, where requires the students to write, and then they're in the sixth grade. They are writing. They start to learn writing the fiction story. Although I know they write a lot already, so uh, as it is also part of our program, and why not we make it a real thing that we can memorize after they graduate. So that makes that makes me call Kalala to why is it possible if our schools the students write and then make it as a book, publish it as a book, and then One Day to Write makes it a reality. It's beyond it's beyond my expectations. Actually, I myself never thought that I with the students will publish a book. So that's a great
All
thing
right.
for the students.
Great for you.
Thank you.
Aspiring writers. Now, you did mention about some positive impacts that you see. From this ODTW workshops to your students. Can you tell me more about these impacts? How did ODTW give impacts to the students' learning?
The impacts, of course, they can be able to write more, and how to say their writing is also improved after they join the workshop, and then again back they don't really feel also that writing is a burden, as the program is also designed in a fun way, so they enjoy writing, they start enjoy writing.
All right, okay, and in a way it actually also improves their writing skills in general then. All right, okay, great. I would like to know more about the parents. I mean, how did the parents respond toward the program, this writing workshop?
Okay, it is clearly seen when the last time we did it in online way, right, Kalala, when we did it in the WhatsApp group, the parents also appreciate a lot because they can find that their students found a place to put up their work, especially the writing, so they appreciate it a lot. It's seen when on the chat sometimes when the students, we have a group chat when joining the workshop, and
so not only
the
participants
also,
but also the parents.
Yeah, sometimes the parents also reply on the chat, right?
I see.
Since they also get it. Since not only the kids are excited, but I think they're also excited to see the children to grow more in writing.
Okay. And what kinds of roles do parents play? I mean, like during the ODTW workshops.
Again, I always believe that parents are the first supporter, so they motivate the kids. Again, back to the motivations. They motivate their kids. That's their role.
Because they are the first supporters. Okay. Jadi Bapak Ibu yang ada di rumah, teman-teman Puka yang orang tua punya anak-anak usia sekolah atau yang juga sudah remaja, mudah-mudahan para orang tua juga bisa mulai memotivasi anak-anak untuk membaca. Yang penting mulai dari baca dulu ya, Kak Lala ya. Dan juga menulis gitu, karena akan sangat baik sekali ya untuk pembelajaran mereka, bukan hanya di misalnya tugas menulis bahasa Indonesia gitu, tapi di kedepannya ya. Oke. Baik, we have some more questions. Udah mulai panas nih ya. Ada pertanyaan dari untuk Miss Dian dari Sarasvati Agatha. Miss Dian, how did your school come to the decision to collaborate with ODTW? And how do you accommodate the program in the curriculum?
Okay.
Tadi sih sebenarnya udah menjawab sedikit ya, Miss Dian, but I think you can remind us again. Okay,
thank you. Writing in our school is actually not a new thing, because as I was saying that we have a subject called diary. They've been writing from the first grade. So, but then in the first to fifth grade, they don't write fiction stories. They write their experience, just simple experience, like their weekend. What did they do at the weekend? They write it in the diary class. We call it diary class. But then in
is it part of the English lesson?
Yes.
Or Indonesian?
Yeah, we have various English subjects at school actually. One of it is diary. We're focusing on the students' writing. And then, fortunately, because it's been in our curriculum and at school, so it's not really hard to make it happen, to make the students proud with their own work, with their own writing. So they don't make it a waste, their writing. They have it on a book that they can have it, that they can remind when they write about the story at the primary school. All right. So besides parents, I think from what you said, school would be another supporting factor in boosting this love for literacy, writing or reading. Yes. Okay, jadi para guru-guru dan kepala sekolah yang sudah melaksanakan program serupa, kami sangat apresiasi sekali. Itu sama dengan visinya Pustaka Kelana juga. Mari kita sama-sama bangun generasi yang lebih baik lagi. Okay, another question for Miss Dian, mumpung masih Miss Dian ini. How do you motivate your students? It's from John Winston. Oh, we have a John Winston in the audience. Miss Dian, how do you motivate your students when they are not in the mood of writing? How do I motivate the students who are not in the mood in writing? I don't let them to write.
Yeah, okay. So you don't force them then?
Yeah. No, when they don't want to write, why should we have forced them? There's a time where they are going to be willing to write, and that's the best time to write, rather than, come on, you can write. You're good at this. That's what I think. When they don't want to write still, so don't write. Write whenever you want.
Write when you want. Okay. Tania, does it apply to you? Kalau Tania kan memang suka menulis sekali ya. Tapi pernah nggak sih Tania merasa bosan gitu? Kayak lagi males nulis gitu.
Banyak malah. Pernah. Banyak sekali.
Banyak sekali. And when that happens, you just don't write then.
Yeah, I read. Then sometimes it comes back.
Okay. Jadi motivasinya kadang bisa menimbulkan motivasi kembali itu dari ya melakukan hal yang kita senangi ya, dari hobi kita. Misalnya kalau Tania sukanya baca, ya udah baca aja lagi gitu. Kalau yang lain-lain misalnya suka olahraga, ya coba saja mulai lagi aktivitasnya, dan siapa tahu malah jadi kepikiran mau nulis apa gitu ya. Ya Kak Lala ya. Okay. Another question from Tania. From our Puka pals. Untuk Tania juga nih pertanyaannya ya. Tania, when you are older, later when you graduate from high school, which school or department are you going to attend? Kira-kira Tania udah kepikiran belum sih nanti kalau sudah besar mau jadi apa?
I'm sorry.
Okay. You didn't hear that. You didn't catch the questions. Okay. When you graduate from high school later, masih lama sih ya, kayak masih 6-7 tahun lagi nih Tania. But have you thought about which school or department you're going to attend? Kira-kira mau ambil jurusannya apa Tania? Ada salah satu teman Puka yang penasaran nih. Apakah mau ambil jurusan bahasa Indonesia supaya jadi penulis gitu?
I don't really know because I do not know what jurusan is.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a good input. So, what do you want to be when you are older? Tania mau jadi apa sih? Masih mau jadi penulis kah?
Yes, of course. It's why I like to write.
It's why you like to write. Okay. Ada satu pertanyaan lagi untuk Tania nih. Tania, who inspires your passion in writing? Tadi kan sebut papa. Apakah mama juga atau ada misalnya penulis gitu tertentu yang membuat kamu terinspirasi? Aku menjadi penulis.
There's a lot, like my whole family, and then sometimes Blyton inspires me, then sometimes it's just random books that inspire me. I get inspired a lot.
Yeah, Tania, what kind of random books that give you such inspiration?
I'm sorry, what?
Buku seperti apa yang tadi Tania bilang random books can give you inspiration? Seperti apa misalnya bukunya?
Like fantasy books and mystery books and adventure books. I like a lot of.
Okay. Speaking of books, Miss Dian, you also write a book, yes? Maksud saya bersama ODTW ya, menulis buku juga ya, Miss Dian ya?
Yes, precisely.
Can you tell us a bit about this book? Bukunya tentang apa sih, Miss Dian?
Yeah,
what is it about?
I can't really literally say it's my book. It's more like I and some more of other teachers, including our headmistress at my school too, is also part of the book. Yeah, and then we write. It's a non-fiction anthology book.
It's a non-fiction. Okay. So we have here the cover of the book, Guru Punya Karya, ini judulnya. Ada 22 guru yang berkontribusi. Oh, ternyata ini ditulisnya baru ya, ini fresh ya Kak Lala ya, di masa pandemik gitu.
Baru bulan lalu.
Baru bulan lalu.
Bukunya baru cetak bulan lalu.
Oke, pertanyaan untuk Miss Dian dari saya nih, apa sih yang paling berkesan Miss Dian dari program ODTW?
The best thing about to write is it builds for me, myself, it builds my passion back to write, because as I was saying, I started writing when I was a high schooler. I know it's quite late, but once I was in college, and unfortunately that didn't go very long. When I was in college and I moved here to Jakarta, I stopped writing. But until one day I get to know one day to write, and it builds my passion back to write little by little, maybe.
So,
And that's
okay. How did you get to know one day to write? Dari mana sih? Apakah dari sosial media atau dari teman?
Oh, well, I started to know Kalala first, actually. We were met at Amalina School, right, Kalala? Yeah, back then, I and two of my fellow teachers from Alpha were sent to attend a waste and recycle exhibition. But then at the same time, Amalina School with their students also launched a book, features the One Day to Write. And I was introduced to Kalala, and yeah, we're keeping up till now.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I have one question. This is actually, I think this is a good one. So, how can we integrate, this is from John Winson again, how can we integrate social media in encouraging children to write more? I think either Kalala or Miss Dian can answer this question.
Okay, so thank you so much for the question. So I think for the media, so right now we cannot deny that our lives like is in the media socials. Like we spend a lot of time to update many things on social medias. So I think what we can do from the media socials is like from the social medias is like to make us write every day, such as, for example, there are a lot of challenges so probably that we can do, such as like 30 days of writing challenge from the caption, right? So it can motivate us to keep writing and then to practice, of course, and also to promote our writing. So such as like Miss Dian has already made books with Miss Indar and also the other 20 teachers. So you can also publish, you can also promote the books on your media social, so people know about what you write, and that they also get the inspirations to also write like you. So I think that the things that we can do from the media social and about like the media socials and also writing.
So yeah, indeed, gadgets may be distractions. You mentioned about that earlier, but in a way, it actually can be a medium to for people to actually express their feelings and in a way to start writing. Yeah.
Indeed. So it depends on us, right? So whether we want to make it as a distraction or we make it into like something that we can use for developing ourselves.
All right. Okay. So I think we're almost at the end of the our talk show. Tidak begitu terasa ya ternyata. Sudah 1 jam nih. Ya Tania ya, Miss Dian juga sama Kak Lala. I would like to announce the giveaway winners. Jadi di awal minggu sebenarnya kami sudah menantang Puka Pels gitu ya, teman-teman Puka untuk ikutan giveaway challenge gitu ya. Dan pemenangnya adalah sebentar. Okay, the winners are, congratulations to, we have 3, Emi.Lahamzah, and we also have at Rani Noops, okay, and last but not least, we also have at Putri Khairunisa 95. Jadi selamat nih untuk 3 pemenang giveaway episode 2 Talk the Walk challenge. Jadi sekali lagi selamat. You can expect direct messages from us, ya. Anytime soon. Jadi ditunggu saja. Dan ada satu pertanyaan nih, mungkin Kak Lala yang bisa jawab. Bagaimana kalau mau ikutan One Day to Write, Kak?
Oke, tentunya tinggal follow dan juga DM ke One Day to Write. Untuk tahu workshop-workshop One Day to Write pun juga ada di dalam Instagram kami. Untuk workshop yang diikuti untuk pemula, biasanya kita akan buka di akhir bulan, jadi di pekan keempat. Nah, ini hari ini sedang berjalan nih workshop yang reguler. Jadi silakan untuk.
Ya, jadi para aspiring writers gitu ya, para yang mau menulis atau memulai menulis, sudah memulai dan bingung platformnya di mana, bisa ikut One Day to Write. Atau tentunya banyak ya sekarang community writing yang bisa teman-teman ikuti. Salah satunya One Day to Write. Terima kasih banyak untuk tamu-tamu saya hari ini. Tadi membukanya dengan bahasa Indonesia, jadi menutupnya dengan bahasa Indonesia aja deh. Jadi Miss Dian, Tania, terima kasih, dan keluarga juga ya yang sudah mengizinkan Tania untuk ikut serta program ini. Dan untuk Kak Lala tentunya yang memungkinkan talk show ini juga dengan ada tambahan guest speakers gitu ya, narasumber tambahan Dian dan Tania. Untuk teman-teman Puka ya, sekali lagi yang ingin tahu lebih banyak lagi tentang kegiatan Pustaka Kelana, mengenai khususnya literasi, ya, menulis dan membaca tentunya. Di sebelum pandemi Pustaka Kelana ini juga punya perpustakaan keliling loh sebenarnya ya, tapi selama pandemi sayangnya ditutup. Jadi untuk sementara kita bertemunya lewat virtual dulu gitu. Jadi yang belum follow, ayo follow @pustakakelana. Jadi sampai ketemu di IG atau di kesempatan lainnya. Oke. Sekali lagi terima kasih untuk narasumber kami hari ini. Terima kasih untuk teman-teman Puka yang sudah berkontribusi di Q&A. Pertanyaannya bagus-bagus dan nanti akan kami pilih satu gitu ya, pertanyaan terbaik. Jadi mudah-mudahan bisa di-trace nanti ya siapa penanyanya. Oh, Sarasvati Agatha. Yang menang Sarasvati Agatha. Nanti tim Puka akan coba trace Sarasvati Agatha. Tadi banyak nanya ya, dan pertanyaannya bagus-bagus. Oke. Ya, jadi sekian dari saya, Eka, dan juga tim Pustaka Kelana yang menyelenggarakan kegiatan hari ini. Di belakang layar ada Kak Paul, ada Kak Medita, dan juga ada Kak Ina. Jadi terima kasih semuanya. Selamat menikmati Minggu siang. Dah.
Bye, thank you Mbak Eka, Miss Dian, Tania.
Untuk